Yeah, I spoke to Chris last night, and he has had some physio on his wrist. He went into quite great detail about how they were pulling and does this hurt, that hurt, and then they had him sort of bent over on the floor with his arm behind his back. Does that hurt? Yes, it does. Well, I'll tell you what will hurt is going off that break.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm going to leave that conversation alone, Tony, and focus on the pool here. And yeah, that won't make Chris feel too good. Exactly what Joseph wanted to see. And you're playing one of the greats of the game. Chris Melling is undoubtedly one of the greats of the game. You want to get off to a good start. You want to punish errors. That was an error from Chris. So an opportunity here for Joseph in this race to 5 to just set his stall out. Interesting group, this one, actually. Darren Hope, Gary Winter, and the other professional in the group, Ricky Jones, has already been defeated by Darren Hope by 5 frames to 0. So keep an eye on that as a storyline as we go through.
Wow, Darren rolling back the years. He was playing when I was knocking about. Decent stick is Darren Hope, always very steady from Cambridgeshire.
The other result we've already had in this group involves Joseph, who is obviously looking to take these out. He got a hill victory over Gary Winter. So a good start for Joseph, and he is 4 balls away from a good start here in the opening frame of the match.
Yeah, certainly nice split to come to the table too.
Is he a little bit short on that one?
I think he's okay.
Yeah, not going too close to the yellow, because you would like to get not quite flat on the cushion, but you want to get quite close just to make sure you don't run into trouble getting on the 8 ball. He was okay. He was tracking towards it, but he could hold.
He's got to pinch this with a bit of just bottom right hand side and just bring the cue ball away. A little bit of spin off that cushion and leave nice simple 8 into the middle. Lovely.
Just like that. Shotgun on his back. He's gone through this very quickly. And, well, Chris already one of the quickest players, we know that. Joseph also very quick out there. That's very quick, very efficient finish from Joseph, and what a start.
And confident as well.
Yeah, just having a chat with people around the arena. It's just indicating how quick the table is out there.
Yeah, he looks nice and calm out there, Joseph. Chris, well, sat there thinking, how on earth have I gone off there? And that would have been his frame, I'm sure he's thinking now in his mind, but that has gone. And it's going to be Joseph Syson now to break. Can he get a good break here and get into a 2-0 lead? That would be the dream start for Joseph.
Crunch as well. Absolutely beautiful. Parks the cue ball and just drives all the power through the pack. I love watching breaks like this. It's not actually come out that kindly.
No, it's a bit dodgy bottom left-hand side of the table, obviously, with the red and the yellow stuck together, and there's a bit of a mess in the middle, and you think he's going to take the yellows purely because of where the black is. It's surrounded by yellows.
Yeah. I think that makes the yellow at the bottom harder, though.
That's the trade-off.
Yeah.
The thing with the yellows is the one that's the lowest. Not too far. I think you might be okay. The one that's at the lowest side of the 3, you can get a nice angle on that to try and kick that yellow and red apart.
I think he might have an angle now on the middle one. I think he's got enough angle on this middle one to come back and you either use the bottom cushion or just go straight into it whilst holding on the yellow to right centre.
He's digging deep.
Yeah. He just got that one wrong. I do think he could have manufactured that. He could have used the pocket and got there. But now he's a little bit lost out there. More than a little bit.
What a shot. Now he's apologised. He was playing the loss of Turner, but the yellow's gone in behind it. And look at the distance that went in from.
That's off the charts. Oh, that's bonkers. That's utterly bonkers.
How straight has that got to be? That's got to be millimetre perfect to even do that, and to go past. Oh, sorry, to roll on and go into the pocket as well.
It might hurt him actually in a strange way, just simply because if he doesn't pull this next shot off, he's opened up the Reds completely. Oh, he has pulled it off though. Wow. Does this cut?
I'll tell you what, if he pots this, Chris Melling has just been mellinged.
Penny for Melling's thoughts here. Giving nothing away.
No.
I guarantee there's a lot going on inside though.
Oh. Fell at the final hurdle in that incredible finish that would have been as well. Obviously didn't intend to send that yellow in behind that red, but the double behind it was emphatic, but then just missed that large yellow, and now Chris Melling gets his first taste of the TV table with hand cleanly on it, and he's fell short. Pulls the face. And misses the next red. Well, this is quite incredible. He's left Joseph Syson a long yellow into the corner with just a fantastic chance here to go 2-0 up.
I'm not sure what I'm more surprised about, the combination shot that Joseph made or the mistake that Chris has just made. Why not just hit through that?
Yeah, I'd have liked to belt that in.
Yeah, you've got all the room in the world if you go on it. You know, the minute you hit the cushion, you're just going into the sweet spot for about 4 foot.
Well, it's a little bit skinny, this shot. Makeable. Oh, knocked in like it wasn't there.
Yeah, and what a strange game this is, because if Joseph, the fact he's not got out once he makes that crazy shot originally gives Chris the opportunity, and Chris will be feeling even sicker about it now.
Well, this is the emphatic double. Made that into the middle. Then he did go on to miss that yellow, but it was followed by an uncharacteristic failure from Chris Melling. So Chris to break off 2-0 down. He will not want to repeat his first attempt at breaking, which saw the cue ball going in.
Yeah, he's under it here. I know it's only 2-0, but he is under it. Better control. Chance. Good chance. Does he have an opener? Assuming yellows is his choice. I'm not sure he has an opening ball. He can find a finish on reds, but maybe want to be yellows. Well, he's lining up the yellow, so he must have an opener. Is his yellow he's nearest to go right centre? Or he can get through to the one bottom of the table.
Well, are we going to see the Magician in full flow now? Oh, did not want that nudge into that red. A shake of the head from Chris. He's not quite settled at all in this opening match. Oh my word, and another bad nudge. Just nudges that yellow into those two reds. Well, he's dug himself out the hole, and that's the ability that Chris Melling has. Put himself in trouble and dig yourself back out of it again.
That's a beautiful touch as well. You called it, Tony. He created a big problem for himself, but He is so good at getting himself out of trouble. Whether he puts it in himself in trouble or he comes to the table in trouble, he really is incredible and gets the job done in the end. He is on the board. He's up and running for 2025. Plenty going on. Yes. We will keep you updated on all the scores as much as possible. There's Dave Fernandez Salsa. He went so well in the Champions League a week or two ago.
Yeah, and on the second table on the left there, it's Carl O'Donoghue.
Out of all the players playing on the tour this year, I was so excited to see Carl come back. He took a year out last year. He wanted to just focus on some of the Irish events, and great to see him back. He is such an incredible player, but one of the real characters of our game as well.
Yeah, it's great to see Carl back. Super talent. So Joseph Syson breaking off here. Frame number 4, race to 5. And just where's he left that cue ball for Chris Melling. So he's gone dry, but I don't think he's left an awful lot for the man from Keighley in Yorkshire. Well, the Magician will be doing well to make something disappear from here.
Was he trying to get to the right hand side? I'm just wondering if the yellow actually went left centre, the one he's nearest to. Maybe it doesn't look like it does, but no, you can only assume that's where he's trying to get to, unless he was trying to get short of where he is and take the one he's on here right centre, which is where he's going to take it. But how do you deal with the yellow at the top of the table?
Well, I've seen Chris take out some absolutely stupid finishes in my time, ridiculous things. But looking at this layout, I think if he was to get yellows here, that would be absolutely ridiculous.
Well, if he goes yellow off red at the top of the table, does that open up the yellow at the top? What I'm getting at, does the yellow pass the red that is touching or close to? Might do. Oh wait, the problem he had with that shot, he was trying to open up the yellow on the cushion as well. So there was two things of his focus. He was trying to go into that yellow and pop it on, stay on the yellow to left centre, and pop the yellow off the red at the top of the table. Super high tariff shot, and actually, he actually got the yellow tracking. I'm not sure if it'll reach, but the red comes back in the way and kills it. So wide open now for Joseph.
Yeah, super chance on reds here for the shotgun.
Were you a player that would ever play the player? And the reason I reference that here, what Chris has just tried to do is just opened everything up for Joseph, and Joseph started this match really well, but he is an amateur player. He's not somebody that's been winning big tournaments and everything else. So what I'm getting at is, would Chris's percentage there be, well, I'm playing Joseph Syson, I'm going to take my colour set, I'm going to out-tactical play him here, earn a better opportunity and win the frame, rather than try and chase a miracle finish.
Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? You think if Chris takes up, because everybody knows Chris is tremendous finishing power, and it's almost as if that was let's just say, a gesture to bully, if you like.
Yeah, would he have taken that finish on in that way against a Tom Cousins? Would he have done that against a Craig Waddingham? And I'm not saying he wouldn't, but it's just an interesting thought.
I think obviously have to ask Chris that question, but I would hazard a guess that no. But then you never know with Chris, because Chris, he's a maverick, simple as that. And 3-1 now to Joseph Syson, and well, again, we're looking at Chris Melling, 2 behind. It's a race to 5. Nice little smile on Joseph's face. He's enjoyed himself out there.
Why wouldn't you? He's two frames away from winning 2 out of 2. and being top of this table, and the two professionals in this group, Chris Melling and Ricky Jones. Chris Melling, of course, one of the very big favourites to win this tournament and every tournament he plays in, will not have won a match, which is eye-catching, to say the least. Of course, let's not give Joseph the win here until he's got it, but we are on the verge of something quite incredible.
Yeah, looking at the group now, and just imagining if Chris lost, that group looks upside down then.
Yeah, 5 players in the group, and Chris Melling would be 4th and Ricky Jones would be 5th. Long way to go before he loses this match, though. Good break, gets an opportunity.
And the other thing for Joseph that it hasn't appeared yet, but it will do if he does get to the next frame, is when you're one frame away from beating somebody, of the stature of Chris Melling. That can start playing a part in your mind as well.
Yeah, it's one thing getting to 4-1 up, isn't it? Which he's not there yet, but there's another thing then putting that away. It's a whole different deal. I can relate to that. I personally can relate to that.
Yeah, converting that win is another story altogether. I think Chris has just been caught out a little bit early doors by the pace of the table. I think he thought it was going to play a little bit quicker, because when he has sort of, not say messed up, but just he's fallen a bit short, and that's what's cost him a little bit. But he's starting to move a little bit quicker now through the balls, is Chris.
Just wants to be careful to get fairly straight in, but doesn't want to get past the straight. We talked about the table, and you've guarded against getting to the straight by coming up short, where you can recover from short. Oh, Chris. Oh dear. No problem whatsoever. Like it is hanging over the pocket. Chris Melling puts himself in trouble and then calmly, just delicately drops the 8-ball in. That's just unbelievably good to watch.
The thing is, what I like about that is he's played that yellow just before, snooking himself. Most players would have thrown their arms up in the air, looked at the skies, and he just sort of, okay, looked at it.
Tony, are you trying to tell me that he's put himself there on purpose?
Well, he didn't look bothered about it, did he?
Didn't look bothered at all.
These players would start throwing a chair out the arena because of that. But what a tremendous shot from Chris Melling. And I'll tell you what, it was needed. He was staring real trouble in the face there.
Yeah, he was. And you are right. Exactly your analysis, I think, of the fact that he's not quite got the table is absolutely spot on. He was a touch short of position and tries to use the top cushion, a touch short again. Just not, we're talking fine lines, but he's just not quite got the feel.
Well, a decent split there for Joseph, though. Your eyes dart immediately to reds. Play that little plant at the bottom of the table first. Just got to be careful of the second red, that he doesn't push it too far towards that little cluster of yellows. In fact, he might even not bother taking that. He might go upstairs first, but reds are certainly the colour.
I think I still like playing the plant first. I really do. Just a delicate little soft screw shot on the plant. Oh dear, don't miss the first ball. The only reason I agree with you, that red could go awkward, but it would have been, if you get that shot right, then the rest of it is really wide open for you.
Yeah, I preferred the plant first while I'm next to it, so I don't want to come back for that later.
The only good news for Joseph is he has sent the red that he missed into a world of traffic. If that stays in the middle of the table, Chris is halfway out here.
I think he goes in now. Can he cut that one into the middle and smash into all those balls at the bottom?
I think it's too wide, isn't it?
I don't know.
I reckon he catches the yellow that's loose, half ball, and then it does no damage at the bottom.
No, you're probably right, judging by Chris's shake of the head while he's looking at those balls. Going in the middle now.
It's another one where he was just a touch short, wasn't he? Just a touch short of having the angle to do what he wanted to, which was fire into that with a little bit more pace.
Well, he's going to have to surely play a little safety now. Yep. He's learnt from earlier in this match when he went all in on what can only be considered a worldy finish he attempted and came up short, and it did cost him the frame. And this time at 3-2 down, he's not going to just gift it to Joseph. He's going to make Joseph play a little bit here. And Joseph misses the yellow. Don't think he's done too much damage, has he? Oh. Can Chris get through to the plant, and does he have an angle to kick all these balls apart?
Shots on. Interested to see the pace he plays this at, because he doesn't need to do too much. Yeah, doesn't try and overhit that. It's really, that's so clever. A lot of people in that situation just fire into it and try and open it all up. Chris knew exactly what he was trying to do.
He plays this plant and he's got the red out just.
Oh, can he avoid the yellow and get the gap? It looks like it's on. Trace aside through that gap there. Oh, very nice. Just about. Didn't want to touch on the yellow, but just okay. Oh, he misses it. He misses the. He's trying to cut it in. He misses it.
Put his hand up in apology there because he did miss it, but just look where the red's finished.
Look at the difference. If he just didn't get the feather on the yellow, he would have been fine. It's one of those, when he got down, I thought, he's still okay here. But he wasn't. It was so thin.
Well, he had to play it right-hand side to make sort of... What you do is you swing the cue ball into it a little bit. So you're aiming to actually miss the ball, but the side drags the cue ball into it very thin. But what he did there was push it a little bit too wide. So he missed the red going in, but because of the right-hand side on, hits the rail, comes back and, well, he shunted the red right over the bag.
For me, Joseph doesn't want to overcomplicate this. Just play the loss of turn, get the snooker and be done with it. He's trying to find a way of making the clearance at this visit, but just, don't overcomplicate it. The 8 ball's in a position where Chris is unlikely to make it from a snooker.
Can have half an attempt here. He's made it.
Oh, excellent. But importantly, he got the snooker. That was the most important part of that shot.
Yeah, that was in his mind. So that's a very good shot there from Joseph Syson. And the shotgun has the table at his mercy and a chance to get on the hill against one of the game's greats. No, that won't hurt, that little nudge either.
Beautiful little nudge. Takes the drama out the back end of this finish.
The beauty of these group matches, though, you can afford one little hiccup in these, lose your opening match, you're not going anywhere just yet. It's when it gets to losing 2 and you're hanging there on the edge of the cliff. Just screw back straight into the rail and back out again. And just punch it up.
Yeah, manipulate the pocket. One away for Joseph Syson. That is a big time scoreline. 4-2 he leads Chris Melling. Just under 10 minutes left to play. He needs one more frame to make it a very good early afternoon's work. 2 wins from 2. He'd sit top of the table. One frame away from something very special.
Well, Joseph Syson's shown some great composure out there, but it's this man now with his back against the wall. 4-2 adrift in a race to 5. Chris Melling has it all to do.
Dry. First opportunity for Joseph to win this match.
I think that red ball just stopped the cue ball for a second there. I think the cue ball was heading for the corner bag. Certainly did. So he would have been in off again.
How much room to pop the 8 ball? I think it goes without moving it. Therefore, all the reds are okay. It needs to work the cue ball. A couple need to get to the right side and get the angles, but there is a chance on.
Yeah, if Joseph Syson was to take this finish out, this would certainly be his biggest of the match and toughest finish. But also the situation as well to win the match. It would be absolutely huge.
Couple of question marks. Does the red immediately at the bottom of the table, middle of the bottom of the table, does it go both ways? Does it pass the red to bottom left? Can you play on that now? Or does it go past the yellow bottom right, which makes life a lot easier? Shake of the head from my colleague. He's not convinced.
There's no way that goes past the yellow, and I don't think it goes past the other red either, so I think he's going to have to take that one over the bag before it.
Yeah, in which case...
Complicates everything.
Complicates everything dramatically. Oh, and he wanted to be on the red at the top of the table. He might actually still be on it, but it's not how he was trying to do it. He wasn't trying to feather off the yellow, he was just trying to float by.
The thing for Joseph here, you're thinking about, you know, trying to win the match from this point, but also just in the back of your mind, if he does miss, those yellows are gone. Okay, you've got the yellow that's behind the 8 ball, but it's very easy to play a little cannon and nudge that apart for Chris Melling anyway, certainly. So this is either the match right here now, or it's going to be 4-3. Then Melling's going to come back in. Well, the only saving grace is he's not left anything particularly easy there.
I think he might have left a yellow to bottom right through the gap. Dead straight. Yeah, Chris is getting down on it quickly here. He can get on the one that you're talking about, which is yellow off 8 ball to open everything up, and then make this quite quick.
Yeah, this just goes off the 8 ball now. No. Well, I'm stunned.
Yeah, me too, but he's gone the other way around. I'm assuming he's done enough on that yellow for it to go. If it needed more than that, he definitely would have played it off the 8 ball.
Yeah, if that didn't go now, he'd have been obviously having another look in a reroute, but
I think he's pretty happy and he's perfect.
Yeah, well played.
Absolutely ball in hand perfect.
The Magician very swiftly waving his magic wand and pulling a frame back.
Yeah, does it quickly as well, which is important. There's only 6:41 left. He still needs 2. Joseph needs 1. Joseph's break next. Back of Chris's mind, he knows he's got the break in the decider. Break hasn't been his friend in this match, but you'd still rather have it. And in his mind, he's thinking he can just get to the table in this next frame. I feel like he could steal it away. Joseph will probably be thinking the exact opposite. This is his moment. He's had 1 chance on Chris's break. Now this is his break.
I like Joseph's demeanour actually when he's sat there. You know, he's not looking disturbed or upset. He's nice. Always had a nice little smile on his face, and just looks confident and composed. And to be fair, he's played very well out there.
That break it's a joy to watch. He just parks that cue ball, gets the power driven all through, and this layout here is, well, perfect, isn't it? I suppose the only thing that would make it absolutely perfect, having a better opening option at the top of the table. You can pop one at the top, but he's coming down. He might start at the bottom of the table and go back up.
Yeah, you're spot on, Simon.
8 ball, I suppose, is the only ball really.
Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? Because do you want to leave that red till last that's near it and just sort of bump it out? I wouldn't really, because I think where you leave it, you're going to be bumping it into, well, behind one of those yellows.
Yeah, I'd love to be playing it next or after this one, but I'm not sure you've got the angle to hold. Play the bump out while staying on one at the top of the table. Might play into it now.
I thought he was playing into it then, the way he cued it.
He has tried to hold, but he's actually held too well. You want it to be the other side is straight on the red, so that you just sort of fall into the 8 ball, and then it holds on. You're holding on a red at the top of the table, and the 8 ball then's in play.
Can you play this at top and right hand side and come off the cushion with the cue ball and just split the yellow and the black apart here now, and you'd hold on the red at the top?
Is it gone far enough?
I think it has.
Yeah. He's just feathered off it enough, which makes this shot at the top a little trickier. Well, it's still okay.
This at the top, if you just cut this gently, the cue ball should roll into the red that's stuck tight to the rail and just sort of double kiss and bump it off the rail.
The 8 ball does go. That was all it needed, was that little tickle. And he is in perfect position here for a famous victory.
Well, you've got to take your hat off to Joseph Syson. He's come out here a man with a plan. And his break's been brilliant, and that's been the difference. His break's been fantastic in this match.
Yeah, he's given himself a lot of good chances, but he's played so well, and he's played with composure, and he's played with calm. And it's this 8 ball for a 5-3 victory. And in it goes. Joseph Syson gets a famous victory over Chris Melling, one of the legends of the game. He takes an early defeat here at the British Open. He's going to have to dig deep and come back in the group stages. Joseph, though, he sits pretty. Top of the table, 2 wins from 2. Looking good at the British Open.